is Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda came with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he played a vital role with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was, the primary role for him was to spread the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. And it's said that one cannot approach Krishna without the mercy of Lord Nityananda. As you all know, on Wednesday we have Sri Nityananda Trayodashi, which is the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. And it's such an auspicious day, we need to build the right mood for it. And to our great fortune, we have His Grace Arjun Sakha Prabhu here with us, who will be talking about Lord Nityananda today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Briefly about Prabhu, he's both materially and spiritually very highly qualified. You all know him very well. And we have seen in the last two classes, Sunday Feast and Bhagavatam class, he's so dynamic and he has such spiritual insights. And it's such inspiring to always hear him. With that, devotees, let's welcome him with loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Is your harmonium there? Some keys are a little hard. Hare Krishna. Thank you all, dear devotees, for very kindly coming on a working day for some and a holiday for some. But in spite of that, to have come for this program, glorification of Gauranga and Nityananda. It's very difficult to not speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when we are talking about Nityananda Prabhu. And it's very difficult to not talk about Nityananda Prabhu when we are talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in our discussion, we will try to get both the brothers together. Not just both the brothers, we will try to get the whole Panchatattva together. We yesterday spoke briefly about Advaita Acharya. We spoke about Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar going to Advaita Acharya. So building up on that theme, we will continue our discussion and try to speak something about Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. This is a very beautiful bhajan that glorifies Sri Nityananda Prabhu. This is authored or written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. Many of us would have heard the name Vrindavan Das Thakur. For those who have not, just like we have Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is written by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Similarly, we have Chaitanya Bhagavat, which again talks about Mahaprabhu, which is written by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. And likewise, we have Chaitanya Mangal, which is written by Lochan Das Thakur. And apart from this also, we have many other biographies about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The first ever biography recorded or written was by Murari Gupta, which is called as Murari Gupta's Kadcha. So in Bengali, Kadcha means diary. So it was Murari Gupta who first thought that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life should be written and given to the whole world. He valued and understood the presence of Mahaprabhu and started writing. And eventually we see Vrindavan Das Thakur wrote, Lochan Das Thakur wrote, and our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was practically the last person to write about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is more interesting is, Kaviraj Goswami had never seen Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Imagine you're writing a book about someone whom you have not even met. No, very difficult to even comprehend, very difficult to even imagine. If you're writing about someone, either you should have met him or had some basic little conversation to even author a book about that person. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Kaviraj Goswami at least physically in this world never met. Of course, in the spiritual world, they're always together. But here in this world, they do not meet. So Kaviraj Goswami becomes one of the last authors to write about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Vrindavan Das Thakur, who wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat, is also the author of this song of Nityananda Prabhu. Vrindavan Das Thakur is a very interesting personality. Why? Because he writes Chaitanya Bhagavat. Chaitanya Bhagavat, ideally the name is Chaitanya Bhagavat, which means it should glorify whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Vrindavan Das Thakur is a devout follower of Nityananda Prabhu. So in every chapter that he writes, somehow or the other he will bring Nityananda Prabhu. And at the end he will finish that chapter by saying, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is great, but my worshipable Lord is Nitai. So the name is Chaitanya Bhagavat, but ideally it should have been Nitai Bhagavat. Because for him, Vrindavan Das Thakur is mad behind Nityananda Prabhu. For him, Mahaprabhu is great, Nitai is the greatest. So we have devotees like that also in the Sampradaya, for whom Nityananda Prabhu is everything. And we have devotees in the Sampradaya for whom Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is everything. In our stage, we cannot pick. We are not in that level where we can pick, Nitai is great, but I will pick Mahaprabhu. Then what will happen is we will not get Mahaprabhu's mercy also, we will not get Nitai's mercy also. Na ghar ka, na ghat ka. So we don't pick, we don't cherry pick, but for us, both are glorious as Prabhupada taught us. So here Vrindavan Das Thakur is glorifying, Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Let us chant this song. This is there on KK songs. For those who cannot see, it is there on KK songs. Antare Nitai, Bahire Nitai. And if you see the meaning also, it is very sweet. Can we scroll down, Prabhuji? We'll read the translation so we know what we are going to chant. Majority of that is actually self-explanatory. For those who have little understanding of Hindi, will understand many of the words are same. Little up. Yes. Translation. Can someone with a loud voice read it? We'll go devotee. Yes, start. Can you give the mic? Because the problem is if only I keep reading, then the eyelids will close. But if everyone is reading, eyelids will be open. Yes.
Nitai is the within and without. He is everywhere within this world. He is the lover and he is the sweetheart.
Yes, he is the sweetheart. He is the original sweetheart. Yes, first verse. Who can read now from the Prabhujis? You want to try? Madhav? Yes. Okay, I'm getting the names now.
Everyone says it. Nitai is my regulative principles, my object of worship, and the light of my eyes. Nitai is in all 10 directions. In fact, he fills all the 3 worlds.
Yes.
Nitai as Ananga Manjari eternally serves sweet Srimati Radhika. He is non-different from Baladeva, whose beautiful face resembles millions of moons and is surrounded by sakhas and sakhis.
Yes. Someone from the Prabhujis?
Okay. The sister of Radharani, Ananga Manjari, is very dear to Sri Shyama, and she is the life and soul of all the Sakhis. She decorates the arena of the temple named Mani Mandira.
Mani Mandira, yes. Verse number 4. He got lost in Nityananda Prabhu.
Nitai sustains the Yogapita and becomes a throne for the Lord to rest on. Nitai is also the dress and ornaments.
Nitai is the dress, he is the ornament, he is the throne, he sustains Yogapita. Verse 5.
He enjoys pastimes with the Sakhis. What more can I say? Nitai is the eyes, mouth, and limbs of everyone. Nitai, 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 Nitai. I see only Nitai dancing.
So what is the book? Chaitanya Bhagavat. Nitai, 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 Nitai. I told you, Vrindavan Das Thakur is mad behind Nityananda Prabhu. Yes, last verse.
Raising my hands and chanting Nitai, I will go to Vraja. I, Vrindavana Dasa, only request Nitai to kindly never leave me.
Devout follower of Nityananda Prabhu. Raising my hands and chanting. Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki. Yes. Now we know what we are chanting. So the melody is very easy. It is the morning Mangalarti melody. Na, 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 na. It's very simple. Antare nitai, bahire nitai, nitai jagata maya. Everyone. Antare nitai. Antare nitai, bahire nitai, nitai jagata maya.
Antare nitai, bahire nitai, nitai jagata maya.
Antare nitai, bahire nitai, nitai jagata maya. Antare
Nitai, bahire nitai, nitai jagata maya.
Nagara nitai, nagari nitai, katha je kaya. Nagara
Nitai, nagari nitai, katha kaya.
Nagara nitai, nagari nitai, katha je kaya. Nagara
Nitai, katha jikaya.
Sadhana nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayan.
Sadhana nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayana.
Sadhana nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayana. Sadhana
Nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayana.
Sadhana nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayana tar. Sadhana
Nitai, bhajana nitai, nitai nayana tara.
Doshadika maya nitai sundara, nitai bhuvana bhar. Doshadika maya nitai sundara, nitai
Tara.
Vashadika maya nitai sundara, nitai bhuvana
दश दिगमा निताय सुंदरा निताय भुवन भारा
राधा माधुरी अनंग मंजरी निताय नितु से सेवे राधा
माधुरी अनंग मंजरी निताय तू से सेवे
राधा माधुरी अनंग मंजरी निताय नितु से सेवे
राधा माधुरी अनंग मंजरी निताय तू से सेवे
कोटि शशाधर बदन सुंदर सखा सखी बलदेवे
कोटि शशाधर वदन सुंदर सखा सखी बलदेवे
कोटि शशाधर वदन सुंदर सखा सखी बलदेवे
कोटि शशाधर वदन सुंदर सखा सखी बलदेवे
राधार भागिनी श्याम सुहागिनी सब सखी गण प्राणा
राधा भाजिनी श्याम सुहागिनी सब सखी
राधार भागिनी श्याम सुहागिनी सब सखी गण प्राणा
राधा भागिनी श्याम सुहागिनी सब सखी
जहार लाभरी मंडप सजनी श्रीमणी मंदिर नामा
मंडप साजनी श्रीमती मंदिर नामा
जहार लाभरी मंडप सजनी श्रीमणी मंदिर नामा
मंडप साजनी श्रीमती मंदिर नामा
निताय सुंदर योग पीठ धरे रत्न सिंहासन से जे
निताय सुंदर योग पीठ धरे रत्न सिंहासन से जय
निताय सुंदर योग पीठ धरे रत्न सिंहासन से जे
निताय सुंदर योग पीठ धरे रत्न सिंहासन से जय
भूषण नेताय भूषण नेताय विलासे सखी रमाजे
बसन निताय भूषण निताय विलास सखी रमाजे
भूषण नेताय भूषण नेताय विलासे सखी रमाजे everyone भूषण नेताय
भूषण निताय विलास सखी रमाजे
के कहे यार निताय सबार आपी मुखे सबंगा
पिता प्यार निताय सबार
कहे बेयारा निताय सबारा आखी मुखे चबंगा
Kikakiyar
Nitai no tararanga. Everyone, nitai. Oh, nitai no tararanga. Oh, nitai no tararanga. Everyone. निताय बलिया दुबाहु तोलिया चली ब्राजेरा पूरे
निताय बलिया तू बहुतुलिया चली बाजे पूरे
निताय बलिया दुबाहु तोलिया चली ब्राजेरा पूरे
बलिया तू बहुतुलिया चली बाजे पूरे
दास वृंदावन ए निवेदन निताय ना छोड़ो मोरे
दास वृंदावन ए निवेदन निताय मोरे
दास वृंदावन ए निवेदन निताय ना छोड़ो मोरे
दास वृंदावन ए निवेदन निताय छोड़ो मोरे
दास वृंदावन ए निवेदन निताय ना छोड़ो मोरे
दास वृंदावन निताय छोड़ो मोरे
की कहे बेयारा निताय सवारा आखी मुखे सबंगा
कभियार
फिफ्थ वन की कहे बेयारा निताय सवारा आखी मुखे सबंगा
की कही बार सवार
की कहे बेयारा निताय सवारा आखी मुखे सबंगा
की कही बार सवार
निताय नो तररंगा
निताय
नो तररंगा ओ निताय नो तररंगा everyone निताय संसारधामानललितलोका वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरण महाप्रभु सेना वन्दे गुरो
श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
श्रीविग्रहाराधन योगस्य भक्तां सदयुगतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो
चरणारविन्दम्
चतुर्विधा भगवत् भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो
श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
श्रीराधिका माधव वन्दे गुरो
श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
निकुञ्जयो नो वन्दे
श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
साक्षात् हरे त्वेन किन्तु प्रभु
श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
यस्य प्रसादा भगवत् प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादा भगवति कुतोऽपि
यशस्वी सन्ध्याम् वन्दे श्रीचरणारविन्दम्
देवावरे शेष आलोक भावेश बोलो हरे मुकुंद मुरारे राम कृष्ण हयग्रीवा यमुना जीवन केले परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा नाम सुधार सगाओ कृष्ण जस राथो वचन मन मोरा हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे राम
हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी यमुना जय जय महावन श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन कालिंदी यमुना जय जय महावन Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Rama, Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Oh, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jai Jai Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Nityananda Rama ki, Sachinandan Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Jai. That was nice cardio exercise. next day working. ठीक है. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Shri Nityananda Rama ki. Ekadashi Mahamahotsav ki. Very interesting that even on the day of Ekadashi, we are having so much energy. Normally, when food is not there inside, energy doesn't come outside. But, reflection on Dwadashi? Oh, okay. My joke is coming back to me. But once again, thank you all dear devotees for coming on the day of Ekadashi. As mentioned earlier, it may have been a holiday for some corporate employees. I think for some others it may be working, but irrespective of whatever your day was like, you still came on the day of Ekadashi to chant and hear. Thank you very much. Before we begin, let us chant the Mangalacharan prayers, seek auspiciousness from our spiritual superiors like Srila Prabhupada, and then get started in our today's discussion. If you have these mantras by heart, kindly chant along. And if you do not, we can still hear, because these mantras are very, very powerful. And irrespective of whether we know the meaning or not, they still result in complete purification. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatadvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam
Parijana
Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi
Pranamami Hari Priye
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All together, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै ददालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हे मावदिव्यच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते नित्यानन्दम् अहं नौमि सर्वानन्दकरं परं हरिनामप्रदं देवम् अवधूतशिरोमणि। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री नित्यानंद राम की, समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की। It is so wonderful to see all the devotees were chanting, but especially the kids sitting ahead were literally chanting their heart out. With eyes closed, I could see they were all closing their eyes and as loud as possible, they were calling out. So, to all the parents of these kids and to all the Sunday school teachers who are training them, thank you. Srila Prabhupada would say that the youth are the next generation of this movement. Because if they are sincere and if they are practicing intensely, then the movement will go ahead. But if they slacken, then the movement will collapse anytime. So, to all the mentors, all the teachers, all the parents who are training them and inspiring them and teaching them these shlokas. I remember when I was their age, I didn't have them by heart. But in their age, they have it. So, thank you to everyone. Thank you, all the kids. And of course, to the adults also. Adults are also equally glorious. So, thank you. So, we have been meeting each other. We have been seeing each other's faces for a few days now. We had our first program for the youth at UT Austin on Friday. Then we had the Saturday morning Bhagavatam class. Then we had the youth session. Then yesterday we had the Sunday feast. And now we are again meeting. And again we are going to meet tomorrow. And again we are going to meet day after tomorrow. So, just a humble request to keep our phones on silent. In Kali Yuga, phone is like Krishna's flute. Just like gopis ran and left home hearing Krishna's flute, the phone is so attractive. The moment it rings, devotees forget everything. What is the new update? So in some ISKCON centers, we have this rule. And it is good rule to incorporate here also. You want to hear what the rule is? No? Are you scared even before hearing? In some ISKCON center, there's a very interesting rule they keep. Anytime if the phone rings during class, then that devotee has to sponsor a set of Bhagavatam. Good idea, right, Prabhuji? Fantastic idea. Vaman Hari Prabhu's exception. Huh? So already our temple head has approved it. Next time phone rings, $250 Prabhuji. 250 Bhagavatam set. Srimad Bhagavatam ke jai. So I wish at least one phone rings in the whole class. Huh? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good sales pitch. So, thank you again, dear devotees. Yesterday when we met, we spoke about one personality. Who's the personality? Advaita Acharya. We spoke about Advaita Acharya, some of the pastimes of Advaita Acharya with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We spoke as to how he was instrumental in who taking sannyas? Vishwarup, yes, Vishwarup. Mahaprabhu's name is Vishwambar and his older brother is Vishwarup. So it was Advaita Acharya whose classes transformed Vishwarup such that he took sannyas and he got the name Shankararanya. Yes, Shankararanya. Oftentimes what happens is when we hear in class, during that discussion we are there. The moment we step outside, evaporation starts. We forget everything. So it's always a good habit. My Guru Maharaj always says it's a good habit to write down. Because when we write down, we always remember. And when we write down and we also share, then we definitely remember. We don't forget it. Sharing is not just caring, sharing is also remembering. By sharing Shastra, we very beautifully remember. So we were speaking about Advaita Acharya, different pastimes of Advaita Acharya, how he was instrumental in getting Gauranga Mahaprabhu down, how he was instrumental in helping Vishwarup take sannyas. So we will continue from the point where we left off. Because as we mentioned earlier, we cannot just discuss about Nityananda Prabhu and not discuss about his Parshad. His associates go together with him. The associates of Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, we have to discuss everyone together. Whenever we discuss Hiranyakashipu, we discuss Prahlad. And whenever we discuss Prahlad, we discuss Hiranyakashipu. Whenever we discuss Sri Ram, we speak about Sita Devi also. When we speak about Lakshman, we speak about Ram. We speak about Dhruva Maharaj, we speak about Vishnu coming down. So the Lord and the devotee cannot be separated. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu are the Supreme Lord and their associates like Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas, Kolavecha Sridhar, Vakreshwar Pandit, Brahmananda Bharati, Paramananda Puri, they cannot be separated from the Lord. So we will speak about everyone in connection to their services to Nityananda Prabhu and of course Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One time when Advaita Acharya was in Nadia and he was serving classes, one young boy came to Advaita Acharya and offered obeisances. Advaita Acharya looked at this young boy and said, "Hey, who are you? I have not seen you before. I don't think you are from Nadia." He said, "No, I am from Yashora Gaon. This is East Bengal, the present day Bangladesh." He said, "I am from Bangladesh." Advaita Acharya said, "Okay, but who are you? I have never heard about you." This boy said, "I am the son of Padmanabh Chakravarti. My name is Lokanath Chakravarti. My father is Padmanabh Chakravarti." So when Advaita Acharya heard this, Advaita Acharya became so happy because he knew Padmanabh Chakravarti very well. And Padmanabh Chakravarti was known for his erudite scholarship on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Padmanabh Chakravarti sent his son Lokanath Chakravarti to Advaita Acharya that you go and learn Srimad Bhagavatam from him because he's a very big scholar. He himself was a scholar, but he regarded Advaita Acharya bigger scholar and a saint and a sadhu. Dear devotees, this Lokanath Chakravarti is not different from Lokanath Goswami. The Lokanath Goswami whom we have in our Sampradaya was Lokanath Chakravarti. So when Lokanath Goswami comes, starts learning from Advaita Acharya, Lokanath Goswami and Gadadhar Pandit became big friends, best friends. And they would study Srimad Bhagavatam together. And when they would study Bhagavatam together, they would recite Bhagavatam verses. When they would recite Bhagavatam verses, Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would just walk around. He would not sit, he would just walk around here and there because Mahaprabhu was naturally very restless. You see kids, 5 minutes they are sitting here, 5 minutes they will go there, 5 minutes they will go here. Naturally very restless. And Nimai is very small. So Gadadhar and Lokanath Goswami or Lokanath Chakravarti are discussing Bhagavatam and Nimai is walking here and there. But as he is walking here and there, his ears are also here. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna very beautifully, he says that my eyes are everywhere, my ears are everywhere, I am everywhere. Sarvatokshik Shiro Mukham, he says my face is there everywhere. So likewise his ears are there. He may not be there in the discussion, but his ears are always there. The Lord is always there. One time in Radhakund, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving Katha and it was the month of Kartik. So as he was giving Katha, for that class, only 5 people turned up. Imagine Saraswati Thakur is the speaker and audience is not houseful. Only 5 people turned up. So you see how in India they would have the mats. Generally for prasadam and all, they have the mats. And you can roll or unroll those mats. So they had rolled the mats for those 5 people who were there. And all those 5 were sitting. So Srila Saraswati Thakur, when he saw this, he said, please unroll the remaining part of the mat. So they said, Guru Maharaj, only 5 are there. When others come, then we will unroll. Saraswati Thakur said, no, unroll the whole mat. So they said, Gurudev, only 5 are sitting, why extra hard work? When they come, that time we'll do. Because they have to only do pack up also, they know. For those devotees who know who are doing pack up service, bind up, already smile is there. You know, for speaker it is very easy. He will come and do kirtan, speak everything, he will leave. Then the real seva starts. Cleaning the kitchen, collecting trash bag, putting everything in trash bag, going and dumping it outside. Small details are there. That wind up takes more time than the whole program itself. So they said, Guru Maharaj, when they come, that time we'll do. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, can you not see the demigods are also waiting and they are also wanting to sit? The disciples were looking around. They were seeing only themselves. So they said, Guru Maharaj, demigods? Saraswati Thakur said, wherever Krishna Katha is discussed, the demigods are present there. Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Varuna, they are all present. What to speak of them, Saraswati Thakur said, when Krishna Katha is being discussed, Krishna is also present in that assembly. So look around. Maybe you may find someone, if you have the vision. Because Saraswati Thakur cannot be wrong. He cannot speak false. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there. Wherever Katha is going on, he is there. And now verses are being discussed here. His ears are here. And as he is walking, he starts by-hearting verses in one go. Lokanath Goswami and Gadadhar are taking more time. Nimai just walking here and there is by-hearting verses. Oftentimes for devotees, we have always seen. Devotees by-heart verses only during one time. Bhakti Shastri exam. That is the only time they will by-heart verses. That also exam is over, verses evaporate. We study first verse. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vrajamana. Then we go to the next verse, we forget this verse. Then we go to the next verse, we forget remaining 2 verses. So only Bhakti Shastra time, for that exam, we have to study. But otherwise, it's a very good habit to by heart verses. If we can develop the art of studying verses, then wherever we are, we can just chant verses and remember Krishna. Srila Guru Maharaj one time was saying that ideally we should be chanting verses at all times, including when we are taking bath. Because originally or in the olden times when they would take bath, they would apply fragrant oil and they would chant mantras and tantras and everything. And that's how they would get purified. And now what has happened is we just stand underneath the shower, we put little soap and then done. And we assume we are clean. Yes, the body may be clean, but the heart doesn't get cleaned. The soul doesn't get cleaned. So Srila Guru Maharaj was saying, even when we are taking bath, we should chant verses, we should chant mantras. And ideally, what is the prayer that we can chant when we are under the shower? He said Gajendra Stuti. Why? Because Gajendra chanted it when he was in water. So similarly, when you are also underneath water, if you chant Gajendra's prayers, the scene is same. Only difference is crocodile is not there. But remaining scene is same. You are underwater. So it's a good habit of by-hearting verses every day. It is not difficult. Definitely not difficult. If we can do things of this world, if we can code, write program, language, all those things, then by-hearting verses is not difficult. The only thing is there should be taste. If there is taste and sincerity and dedication of doing it every day, then in no time the tongue will get used to chanting verses. Not very difficult. We see in the present day, we have Veda base. Whenever we want, we can do a Control F and find verses. I was thinking the other day, my brother and I, we were discussing as to how during Prabhupada's time, there was no Veda base. Still you see in the morning walks and classes, verses like Ganga, it flows out of Prabhupada's. There was no Veda base. Bhagavatam was also not fully finished. So look at the depth of Prabhupada's Shastric study, that without a Veda base or without Control F, he remembered verses right at the go. When disciples would ask a question, he would shoot verses. Prabhupada would say, I want my disciples to be like lawyers. Whenever they are asked anything about Shastra, You should be able to shoot answers with reference. You see how lawyers, they will say IPC, penal code. No, ta, 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 ta. So devotee should be like that. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7-9-14, 7-9 this. Remembering whenever it's required. And that comes through regular Shastric study. So Nimai was like that. In one go, he would memorize. And eventually we see, as Lokanath Goswami's fame spread everywhere, Srila Narottam Das Thakur came to him for Diksha. Long story, we know as to how Lokanath Goswami tested him for Diksha. We are very fortunate. When we want Diksha, we don't get any test. We just have a waiting period. We've chanted 16 rounds for maybe 6 months, 1 year or whatever, based on the local temple. We get a recommendation and Sri Guru accepts us. But if you see, for personality like Narottam Das Thakur, who is so glorious, he got tested. So how much more we should get tested for our Diksha? This shows the magnanimity of our Gurudev, that however we are, he has accepted us. So we see Narottam Das Thakur accepts Lokanath Goswami as his Gurudev. Eventually Kaviraj Goswami comes to Lokanath Goswami. And Kaviraj Goswami at that point is wanting to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. So to seek blessings of Lokanath Goswami comes to him and says, my dear Lokanath Goswami, I have been given this instruction by Radha Madan Mohan to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. I am coming here to ask for your blessings. Lokanath Goswami says, I will give blessing, but I have one condition. And look at this condition. Lokanath Goswami says, I will bless you, but you should promise me nowhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita you should write my name. My name should not be there anywhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you guarantee this, then I will bless. Imagine Lokanath Goswami knows that Chaitanya Charitamrita is going to be the magnum opus for the rest of eternity. Whenever anyone wants to know about Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Charitamrita is going to be that book. If it is any normal person of this world, they will want their name to be in that book, so that for rest of eternity they will be glorified. Lokanath Goswami is so humble, he says, I bless you, but you should not write my name anywhere, not even as an example or pastime or whatever. If that's the promise you give me, then I will bless you. Kaviraj Goswami says, what to do? Radha Madan Mohan wants me to write Chaitanya Charitamrita. At the same time, I want your blessings also. Dharam Sankat. The Lord also has to be fulfilled. Vaishnava Samaj has to be fulfilled. Lokanath Goswami cannot. His heart also has to be kept. So Kaviraj Goswami promises. And you see in the whole of Chaitanya Charitamrita, he doesn't write about Lokanath Goswami. Whatever we have about Lokanath Goswami comes from other scriptures, parallel readings. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he keeps that word. So that Lokanath Goswami, who's so glorious, learned Shastra from Advaita Acharya, was around Gadadhar, was around Mahaprabhu, doesn't even have his name in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Vaishnava, this is devotee, not pushing ourselves ahead. Oftentimes we get so much into the game of we being glorified. In a Sunday feast, normally after class, whatever is done, the host, whoever is there, they start announcing, "Oh, this devotee sponsored $250, this devotee sponsored this devotee is this devotee cooked, this devotee did that." And many times it is seen, if our name is not taken, we feel bad. That Mataji made lasagna, her name was taken. Hey, I also made cake. My name was not taken. I made 3-layer cake. My name was not taken. We may not go and tell the devotee, but inside we feel, hey, I am not glorified. Why am I not glorified? So many devotees are there. I volunteered. I put in hard work. But look at Lokanath Goswami. He is the backbone of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's pastimes. His name is not even there. The more we try to push ourselves ahead, the more we go away from Mahaprabhu's mercy. And the more we are behind, the more we become recipients of Mahaprabhu's mercy. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj would very beautifully would say, whenever a list is there of devotees, imagine if a congregation is there like this, and there is a list of devotees, Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj would say, an ideal devotee is such who would want his name to be the last. Every devotee should be above me. Every devotee is superior to me. Yes, I may have mentored them. Yes, I may have trained them, but my name should be last. Gaur Govinda Maharaj would say, those who develop that mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's arms are Ajana Bahu. It stretches. He will first go and deliver those whose names are there in the last. So it is transcendental selfishness. The more you're behind in the list, the more you become recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy. The more we are ahead, the more Mahaprabhu keeps you at bay, keeps you at a distance. Advaita Acharya had one son by the name Gopal. What is the name? Gopal. He was Advaita Acharya's fifth son. And one time, Advaita Acharya had organized the first grain ceremony. See, when children are there, they have first grain ceremony, first writing ceremony, and all those different ceremonies are there. So it was the first grain ceremony. And how many times in our devotee congregations also we find when small children are there, 4 or 5 paraphernalias are kept. You have money, then you have maybe prasadam. What else? Musical instrument, books. Some places I've seen they even keep car keys. Gadi ka chavi. Car keys. So different things are kept. And based on whatever the child picks, you understand maybe that is the pravritti of the child. So Advaita Acharya had kept different things like this. Of course, he didn't have a car. So he had not kept that, but he kept remaining other things, whatever was there. And now the child was crawling and everyone was keen. What is Advaita Acharya's son going to take? Imagine it is very difficult for Advaita Acharya also. If Advaita Acharya's son picks something material, Advaita Acharya will think, oh, I am Advaita Acharya, my son is picking material. But Advaita Acharya's son crawled. And whatever was kept in front of him, he didn't pick any of that. Out of syllabus. He didn't pick any of that. Mahaprabhu was standing, he went and embraced the feet. Advaita Acharya's son, 5-year-old son. He went and embraced the feet of Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya became mad. He said, I didn't teach him this. Where did you learn? Krishna gives inspiration. Even a 5-year-old child, Krishna gives inspiration. He went and embraced the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is a similar instance like this. Mahaprabhu has an associate by the name Shivananda Sen. What is the name? Shivananda Sen was known for Yatra Parikramas, coordinating Yatra Parikramas. So this tradition of Yatra, Kartik Yatra, it has not started now. It was there 500 years back also. And Shivananda Sen would coordinate. So the devotees from Bengal, when they would go to Jagannath Puri, Shivananda Sen would get all the devotees of Bengal together and he would lead the parikrama. So one time Mahaprabhu came to meet Shivananda Sen. And Shivananda Sen had a small boy, again crawling, chota bacha. And as Mahaprabhu was talking to Shivananda Sen, this boy was so small, saw Mahaprabhu for the first time. He went close to Mahaprabhu and took the toe of Mahaprabhu. Took the toe of Mahaprabhu forcefully and put it inside his mouth and started sucking Mahaprabhu's toe. You see, small children suck their thumb oftentimes. This boy was more advanced. PhD level. He straight away took not his toe, someone else's toe. Imagine you come for a program and someone else's child comes and starts sucking your toe. It is a little difficult. Dharma sankat. So this boy comes and starts sucking Mahaprabhu's toe. And for that boy, it was like honey. He's sucking and sucking and sucking. And he's loving it. That boy, just by putting the toe of Mahaprabhu in his mouth, became such a great devotee that he started writing poems and prose in the glorification of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that boy is Kavi Karnapur. Yes, Srila Kavi Karnapur ki. Kavi Karnapur. He became Kavi. But how did he become that? By putting the toe of Mahaprabhu inside his mouth. So don't underestimate the toe of Mahaprabhu. Very powerful. But again, these stunts are performed by expert professionals. Don't try it. Don't take your home deity and put the deity's toe inside your mouth. Then whatever will happen after that, you can experience. This is what our acharyas say. Gaurangero duty pada jara dhana sampada sei jane bhakati rasasar Gaurangero madhur lila jara karne praveshila hridaya nirmalo bhelotar যে গৌরাঙ্গের নাম লয় তারা হয় প্রেমোদয়, তারে মুই জয় বলিহারি, তারে মুই জয় বলিহারি. Prabhupada would sing this song very often. You have this song in Prabhupada's voice also, recording is there. Gaurangero duti pada jaradhana sampada. What does it say? Gaurangero duti pada. The lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, jaradhana sampada. For a Vaishnava, the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is life and soul. Or ideally, it should be the life and soul. And those who have understood this tattva of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet to be the highest, say jane bhakti rasasar, that person has understood the essence of bhakti. He has understood what bhakti is. Which person? That person who has understood the glories of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and takes full shelter of Gauranga and Nityananda, not just Mahaprabhu. We have similarly for Nityananda Prabhu also. Nitai Padakamala, Koti Chandra Sushitala. Nitai's lotus feet is like a million moons. If our heart is being scorched in anxiety, in lamentation, in frustration, in depression, in different things, we need something that can cool our heart. And that cooling agent is Nitai's lotus feet. Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra, not one Chandra. Koti Chandra, millions of moons are there in Nityananda Prabhu's feet. So we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet has been glorified here in the scriptures. Today is also the day, we call it as Ekadashi. Eka Dasha. Dasha means 10. Eka means 1. 1 plus 10, 12. 11. 11, right, or 12? 11. How about others? 11? Okay. 11, right? Oh, this is simple mathematics. Prabhuji, one phone call. Abhay Charan Prabhu already has his hand inside for $250. Oh, Krishna. So, Ekadashi is the 11th day. This day is also called as Hari Vasara, Madhava Titi, Bhakti Janani. It is called Hari Vasara because traditionally it is that day when we sit in front of the Lord or sit amidst or amongst devotees and hear and chant about the Lord. Hari Vasara. हरि के बाजू में निवास करते हैं, हरि के बाजू में निवास करते हैं और भगवान के बारे में सुनते हैं, भगवान की स्तुति करते हैं इत्यादि. One time, very beautiful story. Please hear this story. This is a story that is not there anywhere, not recorded, documented anywhere, but it's a true story. Why do I say it's a true story? Because I heard it from His Holiness Badri Narayan Maharaj from San Diego. You have heard Badri Narayan Maharaj? Prabhupada disciple. From San Diego. He is the temple president there, sannyasi. So he mentions that he was once in a room conversation in the US and Prabhupada narrated this story. And he is Sakshi, he heard it. So there is no recording to it, but he is the Praman. When Prabhupada was a Grahastha, now Prabhupada is saying this, when Prabhupada was a Grahastha, he was Abhay Babu. And Prabhupada had a Muslim friend. Good friend. This Muslim friend was very close, jigriyar, very good friend of Prabhupada. So one time, this Muslim friend had come home and Prabhupada was talking. And Prabhupada said, "Oh, why don't you come home for lunch on such and such date?" And that Muslim friend said, "Okay, sure." And the date was decided, everything was decided. This Muslim friend left Prabhupada's home. And when he was going back, Prabhupada thought to himself, "Oh Krishna, the day that I've invited him, that day is Ekadashi." And mind you, during Prabhupada's time, there was no Ekadashi pizza lasagna. No Gauranga potato also. Devotees remember Prasadam examples very nicely. Even if it was given 1 year back, they will remember. You ask them a pastime, that they will not remember. Gauranga potato. I didn't introduce, I heard it from ISKCON Seattle, that's where I tasted. So where were we? Gauranga potato. Invited him. Prabhupada had invited him on such and such day. Then Prabhupada saw the calendar. He said, "Oh Krishna, that day is Ekadashi. What will I serve him?" And now that day came in the calendar. So this Muslim friend, he knocked and Prabhupada opened and Prabhupada said, "I'm very sorry, today is Ekadashi and I can't feed you anything. So maybe we'll look for some other day when you can come." This Muslim friend said, "Thank God you said this. I also don't eat anything because I also follow Ekadashi." So Prabhupada said, "Wait a minute. You're Muslim?" He said, "Yes, I'm Muslim." "You follow Ekadashi?" He said, "Yes, I follow Ekadashi." Prabhupada said, "What is the mystery? What is the Rajavidya Rajabhushyam? You're a Muslim and you're following Ekadashi. Muslims don't follow Ekadashi. And if you're following Ekadashi, you're not Muslim. Right? We are following Ekadashi, right?" Remaining part of the sentence you will understand. What I wanted to ask. So that logic doesn't go. So Prabhupada said, "Wait a minute, what is this mystery?" This Muslim friend told Prabhupada, real story. Prabhupada is narrating this in America, 1970s, in a room conversation. Badrinath Maharaj was sitting. Prabhupada said, quoting that person, when that person one time, he left Prabhupada's home, he was walking in the street. And as he was walking in the street, he was passing through a forest. And as he was passing through the forest, he heard 3 people laughing inside a forest. So this person, he just here and he wanted to see who they are. So he looked and it happened to be 3 ghosts. 3 ghosts. Prabhupada is narrating this story. It happened to be 3 ghosts who were laughing. So this Muslim man who was there, he went ahead and he said, "Hey, why are you laughing? Who are you and why are you laughing?" So they introduced themselves. And they said, "We are laughing." And now they gave a reason. They say, "Down the street, there is one person living. Very soon, because he is very sinful, he is going to go this path. And while he is going through this path, he will be sitting on a horse. The horse will stumble. The horse will fall down. This person sitting on the back of the horse will fall down. His head will hit the rock. His head will crack and that person will die. And because he was sinful, he will also become a ghost like us. So we are laughing because we are going to get one more company. Our congregation is not going to increase." So Prabhupada said, "Okay." And then few days later, this person was again walking in that same street. Now he heard 3 people crying. So he again put his ear and it saw, hey, the same people. Huh? They were saying, now he saw 3 people and those same 3 people were crying. He said, "Hey, why are you crying? Few days back you were smiling, giggling, laughing. You were very happy. Now you're crying. Why? Didn't things happen as you planned? You had mentioned that the person will sit on the back of the horse. Did that happen?" The ghost said, "Yes, he sat on the back of the horse." "Did he come this way?" They said, "Yes, he came this way." "Did the horse stumble?" They said, "Yes, horse stumbled." "Did the horse fall?" They said, "Yes, horse fell down." "Did the person sitting on the back fall down?" They said, "Yes, person sitting on the back fell down." "Did his head hit the rock?" They said, "Yes, his head hit the rock." "Did his head crack?" They said, "Yes, head crack." "Did he die?" They said, "Yes, he died." "Did he become a ghost?" They said, "No." That is why we are crying. Everything went according to our plan. Last part failed. So this person said, "Why? Everything that you thought of, everything exactly happened. So why are you crying?" The ghost, they say, actually, that day, this person who had left his home, he had fought with his wife. Some grahastha problem was there. Don't ask me what was the problem of grahastha. You all know it better than me. So the ghosts are saying that day, this man, when he left home, there was some grahastha problem. And because he had a grahastha problem, he had fought with his wife. He decided to fast. He didn't want to eat anything. As protest, he didn't want to eat anything. And the day he died happened to be Ekadashi. So the ghost said everything happened according to our plan. But because he did Nirjal on the day of Ekadashi, He was saved from becoming a ghost. So now he has again got a human birth. Only because he did Nirjal on the day of Ekadashi. Real story Prabhupada narrated. So dear devotees, sometimes fighting with your spouse can also be a limb of bhakti. Sometimes that can also result in advancement in Krishna consciousness. Doesn't mean we do it, but at times that can also help you make advancement. Like in this story. I was in one congregation and one Grahastha devotee was telling me, when you interact with Grahasthas have their own realization. After being with their partner for 15, 20, 25 years, lot of realizations. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye. Lot of realizations are there. And those realizations get downloaded to me when I meet them. And invariably all these realizations come from Prabhuji's only. Not from Mataji's. It comes from Prabhuji's. Prabhuji's will take me to the side and they will pour their heart. So in one congregation, one Prabhuji was saying, I will not name. I will not even say which congregation because North America connection is so good. If I take a name, I am pretty sure some devotee will know that devotee. So also we are being recorded, so I want to be safe. So that devotee was telling me, Prabhuji, everyone keeps telling husband is the head of the family, head of the family, head of the family. No one says wife is the neck of the family. And the neck moves the head whichever way it wants. I said, interesting realization. For me, it's only theoretical. For him, it was practical. For me, Gyan, for him, Vigyan. So, Grahasthas have their own realization. I am pretty sure if I sit down with the Prabhujis here, I will get much more newer pastimes to share. So, we say Ekadashi is very glorious. How much ever sinful or papi we have been, if we just follow this Ekadashi sincerely, then there is every hope then one can make advancement on this path of Krishna consciousness. And not that we stop only with one Ekadashi. Ideally we do every Ekadashi. We see, we are talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are talking about Ekadashi. When we enter the temple, we see Radha and Krishna, right? You all have seen this form of Radha Krishna more than I have seen. When you enter the temple, you see the form of Radha and Krishna. What is the complexion of Radharani? No, this deity. White. Sure? 100%? Any doubt? Pakka? When you ask again and again the same thing, even devotees have a doubt. And what is the complexion of Krishna? Not bluish black? Black, right? Hey, black, Madhav, black. Black Krishna, white Radharani. White Krishna? Kartik. Whatever Madhav says. So Krishna is white and Radharani is black. Someone always falls for this trap. So Srimati Radharani is white and Krishna is also white here. Now dear devotees, what have you always heard? Krishna is bluish black. So if Krishna is white in complexion, isn't it wrong? Isn't it rasabhas? No? If no, why? And if yes, why? Well, if yes, then naturally the answer to that is Krishna is bluish black, Ghanasham. How do you justify Krishna being white? Krishna is not white, Krishna is bluish black, so why have white deity? And not just here. Radha Rasbihari Juhu temple, Prabhupada installed white. This is little relaxing. If Prabhupada installed by Prabhuji, Prabhupada cannot be wrong. White. Radha Gopinath Chowpatty, white. Bhakti Center, New York, white. Is it all Rasabhas? No, Prabhupada cannot do Rasabhas. So then why white Krishna? Have you thought on these lines ever? What is the answer? What do you think?
Marble is either black or white.
Okay.
Can make the Shilpi can make the deity out of black marble or white marble.
So then black is more closer to Krishna's color, bluish black. White is nowhere in the picture. So then why white? Did you hear me say this somewhere else? Okay. How about others? You're wanting to say? Mother Yashoda wants him to be white.
It's the song which we hear in Hindi, like.
Which song? Okay. But that may not be a Vaishnava song by Rup Goswami. It may be songs of this world. Hmm. Good analogy. Good.
Mahaprabhu is supposed to be Krishna and he is supposed to be golden or whitish in complex.
Okay. How about others? One last answer.
So he is like Anima and then it can be smaller than the smallest. Bigger than Mahito.
So Krishna can be any complexion. But Krishna appeared bluish black. Yes, Karthik.
Krishna, not any color, but
Right, Krishna is blue. So then why white deity?
blue is black and sometimes he's like blue.
Okay. Yes. What special rock? Okay. Marble. Okay. Yes. Okay. White means pure. Okay. Who else? Radha Damodar Prabhu.
Various each kalpa. I don't know whether something white color, but something green.
Correct.
So we can choose here the previous.
Right. But as Krishna, he chose bluish black. Right?
Original. That's my understanding.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Radha is part of it.
Okay. So he has the complexion of Radharani because Radharani is part of Krishna. Okay. Yes, Mataji. Okay. Now the answers are getting more. We need one devotee to ignite. When we know that it has something to do with Radharani because she is white, naturally, one devotee gives an answer active voice, we will do passive voice. Yes, in connection to Srimati Radharani. This question was asked to Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, who is Prabhupada's sannyas guru and disciple of course, Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Because when he installed Radha Vinod Bihari in one of the Gaudiya Maths, he also had white Krishna. So the disciples, they asked that Guru Maharaj, why white Krishna? So to answer that, he composed a verse. Please kindly repeat. Radha Chinta Niveshena Yasya Kanti Vilopitaha Shri Krishnam Charanam Vande Radha Lingita Vigraha. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, when he composed this verse, he said, Krishna, when he comes down, when he is so much in separation from Radharani, he does Radha Chinta, Chintan Karna, to remember. When he thinks so much about white complexion Srimati Radharani, Radha Chinta Niveshena Yasya Kanti Vilopitaha. When that Krishna who's so much in separation from white complexion Srimati Radharani, when he keeps thinking, he forgets, and all of a sudden what happens is that bluish black color gets covered by the white color of Srimati Radharani. So when you see that Krishna, He's not just Krishna. He's Krishna in separation from Radharani, and because of that separation, black color has gone and now he's covered with white. So black Krishna is also great, but from a rasa standpoint, white Krishna is even more glorious because his mind is thinking constantly about Srimati Radharani. I had this question, and I was the same question when I seen Radha Rasbihari in Juhu. I had this question, and Sripad Mukundatta Prabhu, he gave this answer. So he quoted this verse and he explained. So I am simply repeating what Mukundatta Prabhu said. That Krishna, Radha Chinta Niveshana, is thinking about white complexion Srimati Radharani, that he loses his complexion. So these are good tattva related standpoint, related things that we can understand when we enter the temple, when we see Radha and Krishna. If someone comes and asks us that, well, you say Krishna is black, you have kept white, what is the answer? So if we have tattva answer and we have verses by heart, then no one can refute. Verses add more authority to our presentation. So in that way, so when we are moving out and we see the white Krishna, let us tell the white Krishna that, my dear Lord, I know you are not just standing, you are standing and remembering Srimati Radharani. And Krishna will like that because now you are adding more rasa in his remembrance. So, dear devotees, why is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now coming down? To taste the mood of Srimati Radharani, to remember Srimati Radharani. Prema ras niryas korite aswadan ragmarg bhakti loke korite pracharan rasika shekhara Krishna parama karuna ei dui hetu hoite ichhara udgama. Mahaprabhu is coming down to taste the mood, the complexion of Srimati Radharani. But to taste this mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani, he has to associate with someone who knows Srimati Radharani very well. Please hear this, dear devotees. For Mahaprabhu to taste Radharani's mood, Mahaprabhu is Krishna, and now for Krishna to taste Radharani's mood, he has to associate with someone who knows Radharani very well, very, very well. Who is Srimati Radharani's two most dear friends? Yes. Lalita and Vishakha, yes, Lalita and Vishakha. Who is Lalita in Mahaprabhu's pastimes? From S. Swarup Damodar Goswami. And now who is Vishakha? R. Ramananda Rai. Yes. Swarup Damodar Goswami is Lalita Sakhi, Ramananda Rai is Vishakha Sakhi. Our Acharya is very beautifully explained when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in Jagannath Puri. He told the Puri Vasis that I am going to South India to find my older brother Vishwarup. Because after Vishwarup had taken sannyas, Mahaprabhu had not seen him. So Mahaprabhu tells the Puri Vasis that I am going to South India to see my older brother, and I don't want anyone to accompany me. Mahaprabhu wants his own free time, alone time. Oftentimes you see many people they say, oh, don't disturb me, this is my time. This is time for myself. I had practically never heard these things back in India. My time, alone time. When you come to America, you hear a lot of these formal things. In many places I have seen when parents are also with small children, they have their own rooms in a house. You have one master bedroom where parents are there, and then you have like, if there are two children, you have like two rooms. And when parents go to the room of children, they knock first. They take permission and they go inside. I remember when I was small, first of all, I didn't have my separate room. And my father would just come inside. He would just come inside. But in America, you see a lot of these formal traditions we are introduced. So Mahaprabhu wants my time, alone time. He says, I don't want anyone. So then the devotees say, my dear Lord, please take someone. And Mahaprabhu finally agrees. After a lot of convincing, finally agrees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now is going to South India in the pretext of finding his older brother Vishwarup. But in reality, Vishwarup had already left this world. And Mahaprabhu knew this. Vishwarup had already left this world. So then question arises, why is Mahaprabhu telling the Jagannath Puri Vasis that I want to meet Vishwarup? In reality, Mahaprabhu wanted to meet Ramananda Rai. And Ramananda Rai was the governor of Madras, South India province. He was working for Maharaj Prataparudra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go and meet Ramananda Rai and speak in isolation when no one is there. If servant is coming, then servant will be part of the conversation. He didn't want servant. He just wanted Ramananda Rai and himself. So Mahaprabhu walks all the way to Godavari, South India. And when he comes to Godavari, he meets Ramananda Rai. And this is the first time Mahaprabhu is meeting Ramananda Rai. Mahaprabhu looks at Ramananda Rai and says, Ramananda, Tumi Rai Ramananda? And Ramananda Rai says, yes, my dear Lord. Ami Dasa Manda Shudra. I am Rai Ramananda and I am Dasa Manda Shudra. 3 adjectives. Ramananda Rai doesn't give his visiting card. When he comes in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Ami Dasa Manda Shudra. I am Dasa servant, Manda less intelligent, and I am Shudra, my dear Lord. In reality, Ramananda Rai was the governor of Madras province. When he would come to take bath, 1,000 people would accompany him. So no privacy. Ramananda Rai was always surrounded by people. Big politician. He was a big time politician. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hears this, 3 adjectives, Mahaprabhu likes so much. It is very interesting that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picks personalities who don't come from very aristocratic background, but gives them a very high position in the Sampradaya. Haridas Thakur was born in a Muslim low background, Shudra background. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes him Namacharya, the Acharya for Harinam Prabhu. Sanatan Goswami, who had pus and wound all over his body because he drank contaminated water when he came to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His whole body was infected. Mahaprabhu embraces him and makes him the Acharya for Sambandha Tattva Gyan. And Ramananda Rai, who is a governor, a politician, who calls himself Dasa Manda Shudra, Mahaprabhu makes him the Acharya for Rasa Tattva, the Acharya for transcendental mellows. So it's very interesting. Whatever our background is, we have every hope that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will accept us. We may be born in Shudra family, Brahman family, we may have eaten meat before, we may have drank alcohol before, whatever the background is. If now we go in front of Mahaprabhu and fall at Mahaprabhu's feet, for sure Mahaprabhu will accept us, because there are so many examples where Mahaprabhu has accepted people, even like Jaga and Madai. In one class, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj was saying, Jaga and Madai were the biggest gangsters the world has ever seen. Much bigger than even Dawood Ibrahim. Good, you don't know. Srila Radhanath Maharaj was saying, Jaga and Madai would set houses on fire. They would rape, they would molest, they would kill people. People would be afraid to just walk in the street because they knew Jaga and Madai would be there. The Supreme Lord still uplifted them. In fact, not Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu uplifted. Mahaprabhu still had reservations. So whatever the background is, we see the Lord accepts us, whatever the past is. One time, Srila Prabhupada was in one auditorium program, and Prabhupada was speaking, and his Western disciples had also come. So one person stood up, one Indian gentleman, he stood up and said, Swamiji, you are saying all this, it is okay. Do your disciples also know, do they know Sanskrit verses? You are chanting okay. How about disciples? Unko bhi pata hai ke Sanskrit verses. Srila Prabhupada, he said, oh, my disciples, they have by heart. All verses they have by heart. Start to end, all the verses are by heart. They know verses from all the Upanishads, all the Puranas. And disciples are looking at each other. Which Purana, which Upanishad? Prabhupada says, like for example, Yamuna Mataji. She knows Isha Upanishad. Yamuna, please come ahead and recite in front of everyone. It's a jam-packed auditorium. Yamuna Mataji is singing, Prabhupada said start to end. I know only 5 verses. Yamuna Mataji came ahead, chanted the first verse, chanted the second verse, chanted the third verse. Now as she's standing forth, her heart is palpitating. Aage pata nahi. She finishes the 5th verse, Prabhupada says enough. Look, she knows everything. Somehow Prabhupada knew it. So then that person said, okay, she may be knowing all the Upanishads, but Swamiji, pronunciation is not correct. Srila Prabhupada in front of everyone, he said, their pronunciation may not be correct, but their renunciation is perfect. Srila Prabhupada was such that he would never let his disciples be criticized or blamed anywhere. Another time, Prabhupada was there in one of the temples, and his Western disciples were chanting Sanskrit prayers and mantras. And one South Indian gentleman came. And you see how South Indians are little possessive about chanting mantras. Na, 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 na. The tune has to be there. If tune goes wrong, oftentimes for ISKCON devotees I have seen, for example, if it is Brahma Samhita, for example. Now we are accustomed to Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. If you change the tune, the devotees forget. Right? If you chant the same thing in a different melody, devotees forget. But you come back to the traditional ta 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 ta, then they remember. So especially South Indians are little possessive. Nothing against South Indian. I am also South Indian only. They are little possessive about the tune and melody and all those things. So one South Indian gentleman came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, your disciples, the Western disciples, they are not chanting mantras properly. The pronunciation is not correct. Prabhupada said, correct. What you are saying is very right. And you know who is going to teach them? You. He got very excited. He said, Swamiji, yes, I will definitely teach. Prabhupada said to teach them, every day you have to come here. Because they are preaching, so they don't have time. So you have to come every day and teach. So that person said, yes, Swamiji. Prabhupada said, you're staying so far, commuting every day will be difficult. Let's do one thing, you just stay in the temple. So he said, okay, Swamiji. Prabhupada said, but to stay in the temple, you have to give up tea and filter coffee. When he heard he has to give up filter coffee, he said, Swamiji, I think pronunciation is correct. Prabhupada had his own way of thinking. But he would never let anyone make any comment about his disciples. Prabhupada was very possessive about his disciples. He would always protect. He would chastise his disciples, but he would never allow anyone from outside to come and say anything. So what are we learning? Prabhupada had this mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to embrace and accept everything. Whatever the pronunciation is, whatever the background is, Prabhupada accepted and embraced everyone. Mahaprabhu was like this. When Mahaprabhu meets Ramananda Rai and Ramananda Rai gives this introduction, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces Ramananda Rai. And for many days, Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai are speaking with each other. Why does Mahaprabhu go to Ramananda Rai and not go to Swarup Damodar? Swarup Damodar was there in Jagannath Puri. If he wants to know about Radharani, Lalita Sakhi is also very glorious. He could have gone to Swarup Damodar. Why take the pain to walk all the way to South India and hear from Ramananda Rai when Swarup Damodar is equally glorious? The reason is between Lalita Sakhi and Vishaka Sakhi, Vishaka Sakhi is considered more dear to Srimati Radharani. Why? Because Radharani and Vishaka Sakhi were born on the same day. The day we celebrate Radhashtami is also Vishaka Ashtami. Both were born on the same day, same time, which means both have the same astrological chart, which means both have the same inclination. Lalita Sakhi appeared 27 days before. But Vishaka Sakhi appears on the same day. So Radharani and Vishaka Sakhi have the same mindset, same mood. And now Mahaprabhu wants to taste the mood of Radharani. So between Lalita and Vishaka, Vishaka Sakhi has the mood which is more closer to Srimati Radharani. And this is why Mahaprabhu walks all the way from Jagannath Puri to South India to hear from Ramananda Rai. He hears from Ramananda Rai. It's very beautifully explained. Mahaprabhu is tasting the fruit of Radha Bhav. And now Nityananda Prabhu has a fear. Nityananda Prabhu thinks to himself, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only tasting, who will do the sharing? We came down for two purposes. Premras Niryas Korite Aswadan, that he is doing. But second, Ragmar Bhakti Loke Korite Prachar, and who will do Prachar? If he is only tasting, preaching kaun karega? Who will do the preaching part? Nityananda Prabhu steps in. Nityananda Prabhu says, my dear Lord, you taste. I will not disturb. No one will disturb. But I will preach. I will go around and preach. My dear Lord, you taste the fruit. So Mahaprabhu is busy in Gambhira with Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar tasting the fruit of Radha Prem. Mahaprabhu is so much in madness. Chaitanya Charitamrita explains in until Mahaprabhu at night time in Gambhira. Gambhira was the house of Kashi Mishra. And it was a very small room. And in that small room, there was a small hole. You can see you have an eye hole in the doors. So there was a small hole. And from that hole, Mahaprabhu could see Jagannath. So at night time, just like the gopis would leave home and run towards Krishna when they would hear Krishna's flute, Mahaprabhu in that mood would run inside Gambhira. Seeing from that small hole, he would see Jagannath and he would come and he would hit. His head would hit the wall and he would be bleeding. And Govinda is sitting outside. And Govinda has no idea of Mahaprabhu's Radha Prem because his mood is more Dasya. So Mahaprabhu doesn't give him entrance to that. But only Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar know. So when Govinda comes inside, he has heard the sound. He sees Mahaprabhu bleeding, but has no idea what has happened. Now you tell me, dear devotees, when the person is so mad in Krishna Prem, Radha Prem, what preaching will he do? Nityananda Prabhu says, my dear Lord, you just taste. I will do it for you. This is Guru Tattva. This is Guru Tattva, where Sri Guru, in fact, Sri Guru is so glorious. He's not only tasting the fruit, he's also preaching. Mahaprabhu is tasting the fruit but not preaching. Nitai is tasting the fruit also and he's also preaching the message. This is our Gurudev. He's tasting the juice of Krishna consciousness. He's also nourishing our hearts by giving it to us. Nityananda Prabhu, when every year, it's about 8:05, we'll go another 5-7 minutes and then we will stop. Nityananda Prabhu every year would come to West Bengal to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And one time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him, Prati Varsha Nila Chale Tumina Asibo. My dear Nitai, don't keep coming to Jagannath Puri, Nilachal every year. Stay in Gauda Desh. Stay in Bengal. Mora Icha Sapala Kharibo. Stay in Gauda Desh and preach, but don't keep coming here again and again because preaching is important. Nitai, our time is limited. You preach. And Nitai is the personality who preached from house to house, door to door, from person to person. Nityananda Prabhu would go with Haridas Thakur and they would knock the door. And when the person would open the door, Nityananda Prabhu would fall at his feet. And Nityananda Prabhu would say, Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Leha Gaurangero Namare, Jai Jana Gauranga Bhaje Se Hoy Amara Pranare. Sometimes the people would accept. Sometimes they would take a stone and come running behind. Now Nityananda Prabhu being Balaram, he would run fast. But Haridas Thakur was very thin. Because all day he was chanting and not eating anything. So Haridas Thakur would get angry. He would say, you are knocking the door, you are preaching. When they're pelting stones, you are running fast, you are not even taking me. I am left behind. I am getting the Mahaprasadam of their stone. Look at Haridas Thakur. Already he is whipped in 21 marketplaces. But still for the sake of preaching, he goes house to house. So Sri Nityananda Prabhu, one time, in a place called as Jhamatpur. What's the place? Jhamatpur. Anyone knows the glory of Jhamatpur? Who is the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Jhamatpur is the birthplace of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He appeared there, Jhamatpur. So one time in Jhamatpur, there was a home program. This tradition of home program has been there before also. So there was a home program and everyone was invited. You see, sometimes it happens, there is a home program and every family is invited except us. Sometimes it happens. We will think, hey, what wrong did I do? And we start thinking, did I say something to the devotee? No, I didn't say. Then I've seen devotees, they ask their spouse, did you say something? She will also say no. Then why we are not invited? Every devotee of congregation is invited. This parampara also we see in Shastra. In the 4th canto of the Bhagavatam, you have Daksha, Yagya. Everyone is invited. Damadji is not invited. Sasurji is doing Yagya, Damadji, Shivaji is not invited. So this sampradaya of having home program and not being invited, it is there even for Lord Shiva. It is parampara. So next time you are not invited, be happy because now you are included in the sampradaya of not being invited. So we see here, the home program was there in Jhamatpur and everyone had practically come. And in that home program, there was a very interesting personality who came by the name Meena Ketan Ramdas. What's the name? Meena Ketan Ramdas. Now Meena Ketan Ramdas was mad behind Nityananda Prabhu. For him it was Nitai, 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 Nitai no tararange. For him it was all Nitai. So Meenaketan Ramdas was invited to the program and he would walk around with a flute. Because in Krishna Leela is Krishna's friend. And he plays the flute. So he would walk around with a flute. Now when he entered that program, Aarti was going on. He entered before Prasadam time. He entered the program and one devotee was doing the Aarti by the name Gunarnava Mishra. What is the name? Who entered the program? Meenaketan Ramdas. Who is doing Pujari? Gunarnava Mishra. What is the location? Austin, Texas. Jamatpur. Why is Jamatpur glorious? Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Okay, we are there in the conversation. Sometimes you have to play this game to make sure everyone is attentive. Because the time is such. On top of that, it is Ekadashi. So already you can hear some ragas in the stomach. It is playing nice ragas inside. So already hungry. Next day is working. So Meenaketan Ramdas enters inside. And Gunarnava Mishra is doing the Pujari service. And now Gunarnava Mishra was a Kanishta Adhikari. You have Kanishta, Madhyam and Uttam. So Gunarnava Mishra was Kanishta. And he had faith in Mahaprabhu but didn't have faith in Nityananda Prabhu. He had one-sided faith. Had faith in Mahaprabhu, no faith in Nityananda Prabhu. Gunarnava Mishra had this. Meenaketan Ramdas understood this. So Meenaketan Ramdas publicly chastised in front of everyone. And Gunarnava Mishra didn't retaliate. He didn't say anything. He just kept quiet. Eventually, as the program unfolded, Meenaketan Ramdas gets into an argument with the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So Kaviraj Goswami also had a brother. And now Meenaketan Ramdas and Kaviraj Goswami's brother get into head-on argument. Why? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother also did not believe or have faith in Nityananda Prabhu. Imagine Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who was the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita. His brother doesn't believe in Nityananda. And Meenaketan Ramdas got to know about this. So both were having back and forth. Gunarnava Mishra at least didn't speak anything. But here it was going back and forth. Meenaketan Ramdas got so angry that he broke the stick. And middle of the home program he left. In absolute anger. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was thinking to himself, gee, what kind of brother I have? He doesn't respect and love Nityananda Prabhu, who's preaching so much, who's Balaram himself. What is the use of liking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when you don't respect and love Nityananda Prabhu? He leaves that home program. Kaviraj Goswami practically rejects his own brother because his brother didn't respect Nityananda Prabhu. That night, Nityananda Prabhu comes in the dream of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and gives him the instruction, leave Jamatpur and go to Vrindavan. Tumi jao Vrindavan. Leave this place and go to Vrindavan. And that's when, that next morning, Kaviraj Goswami leaves on the basis of Nityananda Prabhu's instruction in the dream. He leaves Jamatpur, comes to Vrindavan. And when he comes to Vrindavan, it is the desire of the Vaishnavas and Radha Madan Mohan that he writes Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Bhagavat very beautifully says something. We will say this and we will end here, devotees. Kindly repeat. Mahaprabhu is saying, Se tahare priti kare, se kare amare, Satya, 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 Vipra, Kohila Tumare. What does it mean? Mahaprabhu is telling this to one Brahmana. Because in Chaitanya Bhagavat there is another pastime where one Brahmana did not have faith in Nityananda Prabhu. And Mahaprabhu tells this verse to that Brahmana. Se tahare priti kare, se kare amare. Those who have priti, those who have love for Nityananda Prabhu, only those people can say that they have love for me. Those who reject my Nitai and just say, for me Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is everything, Mahaprabhu doesn't accept. But se tahare priti kare, se kare amare. Those who love and respect Nitai, they have full adhikar to say that they love Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is Mahaprabhu saying? Satya, Satya, Satya Satya Vipra Kohila Tumare. My dear Vipra, my dear Brahmana, this is truth, this is truth, this is truth. Without Nityananda Prabhu, no one gets me. Mahaprabhu is saying. So even if we are Kaviraj Goswami's brother, or we are Gunarnava Mishra, if we don't love and respect Nitai, we don't become the recipients of Shachinandan Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But if we can take complete shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if we can take complete shelter of Sri Krishna, then we will be protected by the mercy and the grace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Prabhupada was there in a morning walk, and they were there by the ocean shore, Laguna Beach. And as they were walking, Brahmananda Prabhu was there with Prabhupada. And you see, Brahmananda Prabhu was huge. For those who have seen, he was huge. So in the ocean shore, there was a crab. Prabhupada said, Brahmananda, go and catch the crab. Brahmananda Prabhu is taking. Prabhupada says 4 regulative principles. Catch the crab for what? Prabhupada says, Brahmananda, go and catch the crab. So Brahmananda Prabhu went to catch the crab. But the crab went inside the ocean. And Prabhupada was standing and Prabhupada was laughing. So Brahmananda Prabhu came back. Now Prabhupada is thinking, Brahmananda Prabhu is thinking, what is the Bhakti Vedanta purport? Why did Prabhupada ask me to do this? Prabhupada said, this is our condition. We are like the crab. Then he looked at Brahmananda and said, Maya is like this huge. Of course, Guru can chastise. He looked at Brahmananda Prabhu and said, Maya is like this huge. And we are insignificant like the crab. But if we, like the crab, can learn the art of taking shelter of the blue ocean like Krishna, then even big Maya Devi will not do anything. We will be protected. But if we, like the crab, don't take shelter of the ocean, if we simply sit on the ocean shore, then Maya, who's so big and gigantic, will very easily come and catch us. Prabhupada had an analogy for everything, had an example for everything. So in this way, we learn the art of a crab. Crab can also be our Siksha Guru. We can learn anything from anyone. We learn the art, as Prabhupada explained, to take shelter of the lotus feet, of the golden waters of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the blue waters of Krishna. And of course, Sri Nityananda Prabhu also. When we have completely taken shelter of Nitai, we get the mercy of Gauranga. When we get the mercy of Gauranga, we get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. When we get the mercy of Radha and Krishna, our life is successful. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Will you take any questions, Prabhu? Any
I am
questions?
okay. If devotees are... A couple of questions? Okay. Please don't ask me if Gauranga potatoes is there in menu. I have no idea.
I think everyone is very clear.
The stomach is playing nice ragas inside. What is the parent time tomorrow? Okay. I am pretty sure devotees also know, but devotees are just being humble to not say it.
I think it's 7:52.
Okay. Not bad, less than 12 hours.
Any questions, devotees? Is online, we don't have Zoom.
Did Krishnadas Kaviraj brother changed after that? His mood?
So there is no mention of his brother after that. This is the only incident where his brother has been, his topic has been brought about. At least after Kaviraj Goswami left Jamadpur, there was no interaction of Kaviraj Goswami with his brother. But there is no reference, at least I have not come across, where we see a transformation of his brother and his love and respect towards Nityananda Prabhu. But it's very fascinating, right? His Kaviraj Goswami's brother has no respect for Nitai. Yes, Kartik Prabhu ki jai.
Why doesn't Krishna Das Kavi Das Goswami his brother doesn't like Nityananda?
Good question. Why does brother doesn't like Nityananda Prabhu? Or as we said about some other examples also, where people didn't have faith or they had questions about Nitai. Why? Because Nitai is a very interesting personality. There are pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu which we often don't speak in public circles, where Nitai would be transcendently eccentric. Nitai's avadhut pastimes are never spoken about. We speak about Nitai's happy pastimes and preaching pastimes, but there are some avadhut pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu where Nityananda Prabhu would walk around the streets with Mother Nature covered on all four sides. And now normal people, when they would see, they would think, hey, he's Nityananda Prabhu, what has happened to him? So people would have questions and doubts. And Nitai would be mad in Krishna consciousness that for him these things wouldn't matter. So people would have questions about Sri Nityananda Prabhu. But those are sections that we don't speak in public circles. And that is primarily the reason why if we keep speaking about them, even we will have doubts about Nitai. Already our bhakti is very shaky. If we start hearing those sections, then it will be more difficult. Yes.
But why? But what did Nityananda do to his brother?
Whose brother?
Yeah.
Nityananda Prabhu didn't do anything. Nityananda Prabhu just gave an instruction to Kaviraj Goswami to leave from that place, to not have any association with his brother. But Nityananda Prabhu didn't chastise, Nityananda Prabhu didn't do anything. But he just gave an instruction to Kaviraj Goswami that you leave that place and go to Vrindavan. Yes, father, son, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Ramananda Rai and did after that met the Swarupa Damodara. Is there any Leela? They met, interacted.
Yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes to meet Ramananda Rai, actually it's the only conversation you see Raya Ramananda Samvad in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 8 is Raya Ramananda Samvad, and it spans about 250 verses. It is the only conversation where Mahaprabhu is not speaking and Mahaprabhu is listening. With Rup Goswami, Mahaprabhu speaks. With Sanatan Goswami, Mahaprabhu speaks. With Das Goswami, Mahaprabhu speaks. With Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Mahaprabhu speaks. With Prakashananda Saraswati, Mahaprabhu speaks. It is only with Ramananda Rai he doesn't go to speak. He wants to hear. And whatever he heard from Ramananda Rai, that is what he gave Rupa Goswami. Because Rup Siksha is chapter 19. Sanatan Siksha is chapter 20. So the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that we have, so what Ramananda Rai gave Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like an ocean. From that ocean, Mahaprabhu takes a drop and gives it to Rupa Goswami. From that drop, Rupa Goswami takes another drop and gives Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Actually, the name is Sindhu, but it's a drop of the conversation with Ramananda Rai. And Prabhupada gives Nectar of Devotion, which is a drop of the drop of the drop. Nectar of Devotion is not full, it's just summary study. So it's a drop of Rupa Goswami's drop of Ramananda Rai's drop. So that is with Ramananda Rai. With Swarup Damodar Goswami, yes. When Mahaprabhu is there in Puri, there is a Hera Panchami festival going on. And that is a festival where Mahaprabhu is going to Gundicha. And at that point, Mahaprabhu is sitting with Swarup Damodar Goswami. And he is having a conversation with Swarup Damodar Goswami. And that is such a sweet conversation. Of course, Prabhupada doesn't write a purport there. But there is a verse. He Deva, he Daita, he Bhuvanaika Bandho, he Krishna, he Chapala, he Karunaika Sindho, he Nata, he Ramana, he Nayana Abhirama, ha ha kadanu bhavitasmi padam drushorme. It's a very beautiful verse which Swarup Damodar Goswami is chanting. And this verse is such, it speaks about, in 4 lines, it speaks about 360 moods of Radharani. Prabhupada doesn't write a purport to it. Because if 360 moods purport is given, full Chaitanya Charitamrita will be that one verse. 360 moods, and Swarup Damodar Goswami speaks that to Mahaprabhu. So it's a very, very deep verse. So like that. So they also have a conversation. Swarup Damodar.
Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful class. One question I have is about Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was going along with Nityananda Prabhu for preaching, but we also learned that Haridas Thakur has only few hours because of his chanting. So where does it not fit? I'm trying to figure out where is he getting time for.
Srila Haridas Thakur is a very interesting personality. Haridas Thakur, being from a Muslim background, had no entrance into Jagannath Puri. So he would live in Siddha Bakul. Bakul tree, but because of Haridas Thakur chanting, it became Siddha. If you go to Siddha Bakul, Jagannath Puri, the whole tree is hollow from inside. Devotees were telling me when they went last year for Radhanath Maharaj Yatra, Puri, the tree is hollow from inside. And material science, logic doesn't work. A tree is hollow from inside and the tree is still growing. So much so that it grows and it touches the neighboring houses. So they cut that portion and they sell it for 10 rupees. The tree is hollow. Where does logic work here? So why is it Siddha? Because of Haridas Thakur. But Thakur Mahashaya would not just chant in Siddha Bakul. That was his primary spot because from there he would chakra of Jagannath. But while chanting also, just like we chant and drive, we chant and do so many other things. Haridas Thakur was such a personality, his mouth was always moving. His mouth was always moving. So oftentimes, when we hear that he chanted 192 rounds, 3 lakh. Actually 3 lakh is 172 rounds. And the extras are for pronunciation mistakes. So 1 lakh is 58 rounds. We chant extra 664 so that if any pronunciation mistake is there, that can be nullified. So 3 lakh is 172 approx. He would chant 192. But it doesn't mean that 192 is the maximum you can chant in a day. It is explained Haridas Thakur could chant only 192 because remaining times it would so happen that bead would be there in his hand but he would forget to move because he was crying. So he would cry and cry and cry and cry and chant. But had it not been for the crying, probably he would have chanted 500 rounds. So 192 is along with the crying. We find it difficult. You know it. I don't have to explain. So Haridas Thakur, along with being in Siddha Bakul, he would also travel with Nityananda Prabhu, but his mouth would be always moving. Because as Prabhupada explains, our movement is chanting, hearing, and also sharing, also preaching. So Haridas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu are the embodiment of that. Because Nitya is Adi Guru, who opened the marketplace of holy name by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And Haridas Thakur was the Acharya for that. So both dynamic duo would go together, would chant, and they would preach.
Thank you. Hare.
Anything else?
So I'll make a quick thank you note. Prabhu, one thing really impressed me. I was trying to see if you had any paper around to check the names. You gave the whole class without looking. It's so amazing, so inspiring. Because even making notes, I was like not able to catch up with you. Amazing. So Prabhu, you spoke beautifully about how the more we are humble, the more we receive mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And you said how Loknath Goswami's name is not mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita because he said not to do that. And how the not recorded story, but now it's recorded. So, Ekadashi is so auspicious, and especially if we do Nirjal, then there's guaranteed human birth. And today being the Ekadashi, we all are here, we're listening to you. We can't ask for anything more. So thank you, Prabhu. Then you explained why Krishna is white. And beautifully explained Guru Tattva, and also how Mahaprabhu met Ramanand Rai. And to add it to all of this, lot of Prabhupada's pastimes. So very, very beautiful. Thank you, Prabhu. We are so grateful to you. Thank you so much for coming to Austin. And devotees, you all experienced today. We have to listen to the second part tomorrow. So please come tomorrow. Hari Bol, yes.
Good thing is, I think tomorrow Prasadam will be there.
Yes.
I made without asking.
Yes, we'll have Prashadam tomorrow. Okay. And, okay, light Prashadam. And Wednesday is going to be a feast, as it's Nityananda Trayadashi. But honestly, sincerely, thank you all for coming. I know it's Monday evening, many of you all are working. It's so, so nice to see all of you all. With that, let's give a big round of applause to Ravi. Also, I cannot thank you enough for that ecstatic kirtan. That was like outstanding, Prabhu. Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya from Mridangam. It was really amazing, Prabhu. Thank you so much. We have fruit prasadam today. Devotees, please collect on your way. Thank you. See you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna.